Welcome to Goodnight Book with Erica and Nate.
Found that I write in caps if I'm writing a note. I mean, I don't write notes to anybody anymore, really. But like, I would, if I was writing to somebody, a note to somebody who I'm very familiar with and like, I will use lowercase. But most normies, I'm using uppercase. It's like a...
You mean like capitalization on the first?
No, I mean all uppercase. I do...
All caps?
All caps. Because I yell.
People don't think you're yelling at... Oh, okay.
No, I am yelling. I'm pretty angry most of the time. I've got a real problem. I've watched that Jack Nicholson anger management movie a bunch of times.
And it doesn't help you?
It hasn't helped at all so far. I mean...
That's weird. That's what that whole movie was for.
Yeah, I still have hope. But...
Okay.
Do you want to hear my Jack Nicholson impression?
Well, yeah.
You make me want to be a better man.
That's good. Hard to convey the whole situation.
Here's my Ed McMahon impression. You ready?
Mm-hmm.
Here's Johnny. Pretty good, huh?
Yeah. They're really similar. It's really weird.
What's
up?
I don't know. I had a pause. I was trying to transition. I failed.
I don't know. I feel different. I feel like I've transitioned.
You do? Okay. Well, good. Erica feels different. That's all I was really going for, so that's enough of a transition. The book we're talking about today is a book called They All Saw a Cat by Brendan Wenzel of the Wenzel Pretzels people. It's Wetzel Pretzel, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm going to go with yes.
She's going to go with yes, but she's different now. You've changed, man. Should we start with our synopses?
Sure. Oh, boy. Well, this book is about a cat who walks through the world with its ears, whiskers, and paws. And all kinds of creatures see it through their own eyes. And it's delightful. That's all I got.
That's good.
I know I normally go on and on and on, but
this is actually a good demonstration of the point of the book, in a way, is that I actually viewed it from a different perspective, from a different character's perspective. I viewed it from all the people.
Okay.
I was thinking of it like a bunch of people see a cat, basically. That was my original synopsis, but I rewrote it, and I want to hear what you think.
Just now. Okay, great.
Not just now, right before we started. If you want, do you want to know what time it was? It was about like 10:25. Yes. I rewrote it. I wrote it at 10:23 maybe, and then rewrote it at 10:25 a.m. Central.
And that's about 15 minutes ago for the listener.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I rewrote it as basically Rashomon, but for kids. You know, are you familiar with it? Rashomon?
I don't know.
Okay, Rashomon. It's a deep cut, but Rashomon is like it's an old Japanese movie that it basically shows this guy's wife gets murdered, and then you see it from see the story over and over again from several different perspectives. Okay. So it's like it's about unreliable eyewitnesses, really. Which I think this is basically Rashomon.
This is basically about eyewitnesses and
it's
this
about
is
how
what they teach in the police academy.
Yeah, and perspectives are relative. So, what do you think of this book? I like this book a lot.
I like it a lot. I thought it was very sweet. I think I was reflecting on our perspectives on all the books recently, which have typically been like one of us has read it to children and the other one hasn't. Mm-hmm. I'm typically more critical of books when I haven't had the experience of reading it to a kid, but this one, which I have not read to Olive, I really liked. I thought it was super sweet. I really thought it was clever. I thought all the pictures were amazing. I liked the repetition. There's this like refrain that's very like gentle about the cat going through the world.
I would like to talk about the refrain
Yeah.
Because I don't have a lot to say about this book because I just really like it. And
Yeah.
it's not that long. So I thought we could spend about 15 minutes trying to figure out that cadence of that line reminds me very much of another thing. And I cannot figure out what it is. It's the cat walked through the world with its whiskers, ears, and paws. Just that part. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. And, like, do you have any ideas
Yeah.
of what it could be?
Head, shoulders, knees, and toes.
That entered my mind. And it is like something like that. Like,
Well, there's
but that's
body
a
parts
song,
involved, kind
though.
of. Yeah.
So, like,
Mm-hmm.
and then it also makes me maybe think of Three Bears in the Bed, and the little one said, I'm not sure why that's popping into my head.
Oh, roll over.
The cat
I'm
walked through
crouched.
the world,
Yes,
but that's
this one
not
is
it.
kind of swingy.
The cat
Now I'm
walked
thinking of
through
a
the world
trapeze
with
artist.
its whiskers, ears, and paws. Oh man, this is gonna drive me nuts, and we're not moving on until we figure it out.
Maybe we need to start making percussion parts to all of these books.
Well, speaking of cadences, I don't know. Like, and then it goes into something else. Oh man, it's been driving me absolutely nuts since I started reading this book. Maybe it's just
How long has it been since you started reading this book?
like 70 years. No, it's been just like a few years.
Wow, that's a long time.
Yeah. So let me just describe a few of these pages just for any reader who or listener who hasn't read it. I feel like the concept is pretty important. So it's like a cat. We'll come back to this cadence question. Just keep thinking about it. Don't listen to what I'm saying,
it's
Eric.
not gonna
I'd
let
prefer
it
it
go.
if you just kind of sat there and thought about that while I talk to the listener.
Okay.
Okay, now I can finally say some stuff about Erica. I don't know about her. She got a haircut? That's all I'll say about that. And the child saw... Okay, so the child saw a cat. So it's like this kind of like cartoony version of a cat because, kids are stupid. And then it's like the dog saw a cat. The bell's really, really big because, dog's ear things. Dogs have ears. Dogs have big ears and can hear things well. And it is really skinny. I'm not sure why that is. The cat looks really skinny to it, I guess. It would probably, if it was more realistic, it would also probably have a huge butthole, kind of.
Oh, because the dog is super excited about smelling that butthole.
Yeah. So I feel like it's in its perception, it's almost all butthole. Maybe, it is brown. And then there's a fox who also, and I don't know but anyway, so there's like a fish, and that's like really just blurry, and there's a mouse, and he looks like Satan, a Satan cat, because mice are afraid of cats. I don't know if you've heard.
Right.
The bee thing. Do we think these things are scientifically accurate at all? I mean, we've already debunked the butthole part.
Yeah.
But the bee
Clearly
thing
the
with all
butthole
the
part is.
the bee thing looks like
pixels.
a color blindness test.
Yeah. Yeah. I like that one. And that is exactly where I asked that same question. I was like, did they do some research? Is this like one of those fun authors that's like a biologist turned mystery writer?
And then people listening to this podcast could be like, did they research it either? Or, and then, and we'll just leave that up to the listener to figure out. Did we? I don't know.
Do we want to prompt you to think about this?
Yeah, maybe.
And we have all the answers?
Maybe it's time, listener, that you take a little bit of the load. We've been shouldering a lot of this for a long time. And we're happy to do it. But come on.
Are we?
Are we? Yeah, that's true. I'm not. I'm getting pissed. And then the bird, bird's eye and all that. So that's the flea. I like the flea. Speaking of butthole, the flea is pretty much right by the butthole. I do. Oh yeah, if there's any new listeners, each week we do a butthole count for all of our books. If you heard a ding happen, that's why. We start out with 2 right away. You know what I'm saying? And then the last frame, I'll say, the last guy, one of the last guys, it's like an amalgamation. Is that the word? Of all of them.
That's what I would say too.
I'm making a lot of noises here. I'm sorry about that. Yeah, it looks like a Frankenstein patchwork thing. I think it's scary. To be honest.
Well, they really cut and paste, and it's clear. But at the same time, it kind of looks like a crocheted stuffed animal. I'm gonna just counterpoint that. I'm standing up.
Yeah, Erica just totally freaked me out because her Zoom window just like moved. She just went from a sitting desk to a standing desk, and it was scary. It was like she pedestaled up, is what you'd say.
Is that what one would say?
That's what happens. That's what it's called. You're pedestaling
in the biz.
Up.
Yeah.
And it was off-putting, but a very smooth move. You could use that in your Zoom films.
To throw people off their game.
If you didn't know.
Yeah, I just wanted to make my point about this cat by drawing your focus.
Yeah, she doesn't have the...
Oh, I can see. I got a butthole right here. I got a dog doing downward dog.
Okay. Well,
yep.
I was like, thank God she stood up. And she's like, whoa, look at that. I've been sitting on this the whole time. You have a cat, right?
I do.
One? How many cats have you had lifetime? Let's hear a lifetime count.
Lifetime. I had 2 growing up, and then in college I got another one.
Who was that?
And that was Stevie.
Yeah, Stevie. I remember Stevie.
Evil. Yeah, Stevie has made his mark on my entire family. Scarred my niece and nephew. Left a shit smear on my parents' wall one day. And probably have some scars from him. And now we have Luna, who is lovely. So 4. Yeah.
Stevie bit me sometimes.
Mm-hmm. That's the subtext to his entire life.
Yeah. But was he named after Stevie Wonder?
Mm-hmm.
Do you know that?
Yep, I was going through a Stevie Wonder phase. Yeah.
Do you know? So you knew this, that Stevie Wonder is short for Stephen Wonderful. Did you know that?
No, I did not know that.
That's his real name.
I did not do my research back then.
Right. Well, they didn't have Google. So you had 4 cats. I've had 1, 2, 3, 4 cats. Guess what?
Did you have them only as an adult, though? Did you have them as a kid?
No, I had one as a kid, Alex P. Kitten.
Oh, right. That's right. You guys were very clever.
Big.
Your mom named that one, right?
My mom did name that one, but lied to us and told us that it was already named that, so we wouldn't name it something stupid. We found out, like,
it won't come to any other name. You know how cats are really dependent on you calling them to behave. So it wouldn't come to any other name. You have to keep that name.
Yeah, sorry. He loves Family Ties. Alex P. Keaton was Michael J. Fox's character on Family Ties.
For anybody who is not as old as us.
I was about to try to sing the theme song and I forgot it. I feel terrible about it too.
Well, let's just sing the Golden Girls theme song then.
Well, the only one that comes up is Growing Pains at the moment. I bet we've been together for 1,000,000 years. This is Family Ties. And I'll bet we'll be together for 1,000,000 more. It's like I started dreaming on the night we kissed, and I can't remember what I ever did before. Again, I don't have much to say about this book. What would we do, baby? When I was a kid, I used to think that the people in the show sang the theme songs.
All shows and all theme
I guess
songs?
I didn't think about it in the negative. It was just I knew that some of them did. Like Cheers, I thought was Woody.
Oh, that's funny. I could see that.
And I definitely thought Growing Pains was Alan Thicke, which is funny because he actually did write theme songs for Facts of Life and Different Strokes, I think.
What? Okay, wait.
Mm-hmm. Facts of Life, at least. Yeah.
Can you sort out Growing Pains from Family Ties to me?
Growing Pains is Alan Thicke and
Kirk Cameron.
another person whose
Kirk
name
Cameron.
I can't remember. Kirk
Oh, that lady?
Cameron, Tracy Gold, maybe a Jeremy Miller, if that's his name. And then Family
And
Ties
had the famous
is
character
Boner.
Boner.
Yeah, Richard Stabone. And I don't know how which incidentally is Chekhov from Star Trek. That's his son. Anyway, he's passed away.
Nepotism, Nepo baby.
Yeah, big time. What are we talking about? Why are we talking about that? Boner. Okay.
I wanted to know the difference
Ties.
between that and Family Ties.
Oh, and the dad runs a psychiatric. He's like a psychiatrist out of his office, and Maggie, the mom, is a journalist. Whatever, who cares? Kirk Cameron isn't crazy yet. And Family Ties is. I'm glad we're spending a lot of time on this. Family Ties is Meredith Baxter Burney and Michael Gross and Justine Bateman and Michael J. Fox and Tina Yothers.
They have a third kid.
And then another kid later, Andrew.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
And Scott
Make it interesting.
Valentine was Nick. Yo! That was his catchphrase.
Mallory. Yep.
Yo, Mallory. Yo, Alex. That's what he would say. So that's what I would say to my cat sometimes.
Huh. Why aren't we? I know we love the Golden Girls as a society now. We've decided we're recycling the 80s. Why haven't we recycled those shows?
They're not as
Do they not
good.
stand the test of time?
No. I feel like they're written poorly. They're for kids, whereas Golden Girls wasn't. I mean, Family Ties is okay. Family Ties is pretty good, but it's like so dated, and nobody wants to see Michael J. Fox as a young Republican nowadays, you know.
Right.
And that's just really dated. Yeah.
Okay.
But Golden Girls, I feel like the writing is extremely solid. I think there's something about it being all older women. I think it has a huge gay following that isn't had by Family Ties, probably, if I had to guess.
Yeah. Not as much to relate to there. Definitely a launching pad, though, for Michael J. Fox. And I guess Justine Bateman to a degree versus
to a very small
the other
degree.
shows.
And her brother probably more so. You know what I mean? Jason.
Yeah, he had his. Never mind. Okay, this is. How do we? Nate,
get back
help.
into
how do we?
About cats?
I don't know, or like find a way to tie it all together. Bring us
tie
home.
It all together. Well, Family Ties, they didn't have a cat. Well, it's funny. Sitcoms don't have pets.
Oh, and they have laugh tracks. I did want to make that point. That makes them also awful.
Oh, you don't think Golden Girls has a laugh track?
Recorded before a live studio audience?
That doesn't mean they don't have a laugh track. They juice it. I bet you're right. I bet it. I mean, I think they're all recorded before a live studio audience arrives. That's what they cut off that part.
Wow.
Yeah, you don't hear that part. They fade it way out at the end. So technically, they're Cheers is filmed before a live studio audience arrives later today. It's a Lucas. Cheers is another one. Cheers holds up, I think, by and large.
Okay, good. Okay,
have you seen it?
Nice.
Have you ever seen Cheers?
Yeah.
Woody, listen to this. This is crazy. The character Woody, who doesn't even come into the third season, sings the theme song.
No
Every week he would come in and sing the theme song. And Coach died, and he was just there. He showed up to play the song. Woody
and then they
Harrelson
were like,
did,
you know what? How are you at?
Yeah, how are you at acting? You look like this one picture kind of in the opening anyway. So this will confuse some kid. And then he's like, okay, Mr. Peterson. And he's like, that's not my name. Because the guy, whoever's hiring him, wasn't named Mr. Peterson.
Yeah, right. He
Norm
just called
is
him whoever.
named Mr. Peterson.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Norm.
Oh, so good.
I think
I
Erica, I've lost Erica. She's folding laundry now. Unfortunately, she wasn't as interested as all of you are. Definitely in this long conversation about 80s television. So it's really, I mean, it's really a matter of perspective, I guess, is what we're getting at. Have you ever seen a movie that does that changes perspective? Do you know any movies?
well, I mean, maybe Memento does that. Maybe.
Oh yeah, a bit. It goes backwards. It doesn't change perspective, but your perspective
No,
changes.
you just keep learning. Yes, your perspective keeps changing. I'm that Japanese movie you talk about makes me angry. I feel like those kind of high concept, we're going to show you the same story over and over again, like shove it down your throat. I don't know why. I don't want anything to do with
so
it.
You probably wouldn't have sought it out. I mean, it's sort of a sliding doors situation. No, you don't like
sliding doors. There you go.
I mean, that's different. Viv and I were talking about this. Do you think sliding doors is like a good reference? Do people know it? If you say like there was a real sliding doors scenario, like in a work meeting, let's say.
Yeah.
And there's anybody, let's say, 10 years younger than you. Do you think that they will get it?
Yeah.
First of all, will they understand? Because I do feel like some people will understand what it means, but not know what it's referring to, other than where somebody could have taken another choice, made another choice.
Right.
There could have been another.
I think
reality.
there's it's such a good question. There's several layers to my answer. First, I think I would be embarrassed to use like a movie as a reference. I feel like I have to be super cool and sound professional and not reference film unless it's like an art film.
Rashomon.
Right.
Or Pokemon.
I'm already Pokemon. Right.
Mm-hmm. Like you're always talking about you got to catch them all.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. You're always saying that in work
Sorry.
meetings.
Well, I was really slow on that. Yeah. Yep. I love catching them all.
I love catching them all and talking about it.
There's a point of reference in the office. But I also think you're right. I don't think people would know. I know you would know. I know there'd be a few people I'd be like, sliding doors, am I right?
Uh-huh. Gwyneth, right? Goop, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
In a way that I feel like she had a sliding doors moment probably at some point. I mean, beyond being in the film. That was a real sliding doors moment for her. But what if she had decided not to? Would she have been less successful and not been able to go into this weird Goop thing? Like maybe making sliding doors was her sliding door moment where her career could have gone a different route. She could have been less popular, not had so much power to just blindly make this weird thing that everyone resents her for.
Yep.
Was sliding doors her sliding doors moment?
Her sliding doors. Yeah, I think so. I also think it changed the trajectory of hairstyles in this country.
Sliding doors did?
Yeah. In one future, she gets her hair cut really short. And then the other one, it stays long. I mean, it's how the movie has to work. Otherwise, you can't understand which one you're in.
Do you remember which?
And then the short haircut was like, ooh. I think
or was there a good
short
one
haircut was. I think short haircut was like short haircut was I'm going to change because my boyfriend cheated on me. I need a whole new look.
So did it end up? But who ended up being better off? That is a thing.
Well,
do you think
that's
that
interesting.
started that
she
trend?
Dies in that one.
Well, so it depends on
right?
your perspective.
She dies in one. Yeah.
So is it the short hair dies?
Short hair dies.
Oh, that makes sense. You can't have women being non-feminine.
Unfeminine?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, that's true.
So it really is ultimately like whether or not dying is good. So it's all really just a matter of perspective. Just like this book, They All Saw a Cat. And to wrap it all up neatly, family ties, growing pains, Goop, sliding doors,
and buttholes.
Science buttholes is all we have to say about They All Saw a Cat. If you enjoy the show, please rate and review and tell somebody you like about us. If you don't like it, Tell somebody you hate. For a transcript of this episode or any episode, please send a self-addressed, stamped envelope to the address on your screen, and we'll send you back a post-it note that just says, "Don't want that right now." That's what my son says 100 times a day. Until next time, good night, mush. Good night, creepy old lady. And good night, book.
The end.